And
You're
No, she
always
said
wrong.
only 13 seconds. Oh,
yeah,
But you're wrong,
but
though.
hey,
And
but
we're
you started
wrong.
at
I'm
the
not
same time.
wrong. I am.
Like John
What?
Z, yeah, like John Z's like sitting there saying like you got 13 seconds. Not only is California off on 3 hours, like Turlock time's off by like an extra minute and 38 seconds.
That's
like,
right.
So there's that. You're like in a black
Absolutely.
hole.
Oh,
Nombre's
okay.
got Yarritos with like
Hey,
paper
just-
towel.
So I want to ask you one question. Just because we started the show off completely
Ooh.
hating and slamming California. Cheers, Nombre.
It wasn't me. Cheers.
No, it was not you, homie. I appreciate
No,
that, by
it's
the
just
way.
that John Z
14.
keeps
No.
claiming our
Hey,
time.
hold on.
Okay.
I want to ask.
Cut to
Out of-
promos. Cut
out
to
of the-
promos.
right. Spine our sponsors are.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, how many of you have ever been to California?
0.
Nombre, where have you been?
To Disney, to LA, Disneyland.
Yeah,
World,
okay,
what
so
is
a
it?
terrible experience of California, okay?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anybody? Yeah, that's what I thought. So you have no room
You
to
know
say
why?
nothing.
We ain't no dummies. Hey, real quick,
What's up? Yeah. Let's real quick.
Robert Reyes, first one. Again. No one has yet to beat Robert Reyes, the first one to drop a comment. Jonty, what happens if they do drop a comment before Robert? They beat Robert to the punch for a week. What happens?
I will purchase them a bottle of Willow seasoning of their choosing.
There we go.
Hey, straight up. This is the second show in a row we're talking about. If you can beat Robert Reyes, first one to comment gets a bottle of seasoning. I don't
And
think
you know how you do that? And you know how
Look
you do
who's
that?
Reyes.
How do you do that?
You tune in at 8 p.m. Texas time.
Yeah.
Hey, what you do is you like, share, follow, subscribe.
Oh, that's
Bring a
it.
friend.
There you go.
Friday
That
night.
T.
Friday
Cormac
night
made
appearance.
it Friday.
Friday. Boo, 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 boo.
Huh?
Will-
You need to get like
Willow
a
in
sound
the
bite.
house. Hello, dudes. Hello. Willow says he's been to San Diego, LA, and San Fran, and he's never going back. Robert Reyes, T. Carmack in the house. He gets it. But first, you know the drill. Let's get to it. Tonight's shots are brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey. Shots. Everybody. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go.
And we lost 10 followers.
Made a really nice cocktail with their underground maple bourbon. No, their Maplewood bourbon. Yeah, sugar maple. Underground Network sugar maple. Totally nailed that one. It was delicious. Recipe coming tomorrow. And then, of course, we just mentioned it. Willow Seasonings, our proud sponsor
That's
of our
right,
Sunday
Dave.
night
That's
show.
right.
Tune in Sunday night with another foodie show. We love them. We support them. They took over our whole network by hostility and great tasting seasonings when we weren't even looking for one. That's how good it was. We love David and his whole family. We love Willow Seasonings. And don't forget about the sauces.
They also
Friends
won
Family-
Best Rub on the Planet, by the way.
Yes, they did. So much good stuff. We don't even have time to mention it all, John Z.
Sorry. I'm
point.
sorry.
No, that's a great point, though. Hey, look at you. I like it. Like Frickson Family Farms. We have a great collab box coming out here very soon. Actually, I think there's somebody actually already snuck an order in. I think it was like guerrilla warfare on getting the order in, but somehow an order is in. The rest of it will be going live soon. And dudes, we will be getting our recipe boxes hopefully next week to start working on our first ever TDN cookbook. We're going to do it with Frickson Farms. In the meantime, you can enter to win a free 3-pound tomahawk.
Whoa.
I'm
all for sound effects, but I don't think that was the right one.
Wow. I don't even know what it was.
That was a chupacabra. That was a chupacabra.
It sounded like Bigfoot on
you heard it here
fire
first.
through a wet swamp. Anyway, Frickson Farms, they have a 3-pound tomahawk giveaway with a bottle of Willow seasoning of your choice and the e-cookbook of the first ever Dude Network cookbook. Enter right now. Instructions are the link in the Linktree bio. And then also we have Branch Barbecue, our fails of the
Yes.
week, and also just our everyday sauce of the week, sauce of the day, sauce of the meal, sauce everything. All is it really like an all-purpose sauce? Is it like really your first all-purpose sauce you've had, guys?
I'm
Yeah.
just
I like tongue
saying,
everything.
Except
Branchero replaces everything until you need mustard, then you use Fieldhouse.
Yes. And then don't. That's a great point, John Z. Fantastic point. Fieldhouse mustard, new and improved Thai chili grain mustard. I'm going to try that for the first time on Tuesday.
Did he say Thai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thai. And then also our good friend and big winner down at Orlando, Redbeard Seasoning.
Let's go.
Barbecue News Network won second place gift box. That's pretty awesome. And then the street corn seasoning. I'm so glad that this happened because I don't look like a lunatic saying how awesome it is on every single thing. I use it on my Valentine's Day chicken breast. The street corn seasoning won 5th place in original seasoning category out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of entries. Congratulations to Redbeard Seasoning.
Yeah, congrats.
Go find out what the fuss is about over at redbeardseasonings.com. And also don't forget, they do have sauces there. So you can put some fun sauces and only pay one shipping price for both. Go check them out at redbeardseasonings.com. Bang. So that was actually long, and we still got 9 minutes before our guest comes on. Anthony Martorina. Real excited about him. He's been a good friend of mine and a great supporter of my profile, even when I was like 3,000-4,000, like just a peon. Basically, COVID helped a lot of us creators start our things. Like COVID, like kind of shut him down because he was a big public speaker, hosted events, and MC in the Chicago area. And when Chicago lost all his nightlife, his career temporarily shut down, and he transitioned to social media. And 12,000 followers later, and social media man of the year, like he's crushing it on the Chicago food scene. I just found out this week that he was a judge at the World Food Championships down in Dallas. Wow. So like it goes to show you, like he's not just some Joe. Like people trust his taste buds. So I'm really excited to pick his foodie. I know our another foodie show is on Sunday. But this one's going to be a Chicago food scene specific foodie show tonight here. And he also gets to do a lot of other cool stuff in Chicago. Got to do like the auto show, the sneak peek exclusive VIP auto show here lately. So some really cool stuff, man. Real excited about this guy. But first, how was everybody's week? Damon, I know, like let's start up let's go to South Kakalaki. How was your week, man?
It was busy. Busy. I took a week off so I could do some yard work.
Oof.
Bunch of trees and bushes disappeared from my yard. So
yeah.
Where'd they go?
To the dump.
It's mafia style. Disappeared them.
Yeah. Disappeared them.
Train station.
Yeah, train station.
He's down in Florence. He went out to the marsh and tied some cinder blocks.
We don't talk about trains right now on the Dude Network.
Yeah.
Come on, man. How about Alyssa getting sent like the whole kit and caboodle last night?
Let's go. Hey.
Hey, she unlocked the Who would have thought that CNN lived in the Dude that's a terrible reference. Who would have thought a breaking news reporter lived in the Dude Network?
Yeah, don't put Dude Network and CNN ever together.
I hate that one more than any of them. Like, I don't even know why I went that one.
Because we're real news.
Hey, well, here's the deal. Yeah.
News
is like, okay, turn off your direct TV. That's real news.
TDN TV. TDN TV. It's going to be a thing.
I mean,
better than Roku and Dutch Feather.
You're on TDN TV. I don't know who said
no,
what.
bro, you got to stop it, bro.
What did he say now?
Nothing. We're not getting on that one.
I'm not gonna say Dutch Feather Roku deal.
Yeah,
in South
I was gonna say we're not getting on that train. But
yeah, Nombre would never bring up a Roku deal gone south. Never. Yeah. Oh my God. So all right, man, we got like a lot of comments here. Let's.
And yes, T Carmack, real quick. Nombre is on Twitter. He's on all major social media platforms as Nombre Shut Up.
He's just not active on Twitter.
No, he's very busy. He's very busy with his kids in football, being super dad. Like, hey, let's give him some credit. Come on.
Hey, 200 notifications. Oh, why are you getting that from that person?
Yeah. What? Oh, wow, Mrs.
Hey, leave my porn life out of this.
Cowboys' butts drive me nuts. What?
No.
All right. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you want, that's fine. Ron.
Keep it simple. Just do TV. Love it.
I love Ron. I love Ron.
Yeah, he's been in here for a minute.
I love it. I love that guy. Turlock is only the beginning. Can we talk about meteorites? No.
We're not talking about that, David.
Speaking about meters, there's one that hit Texas this past week.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Trying to take Texas out.
Oh,
you know what?
Sorry.
God bless that meteorite. I mean,
remember, it might have been this big, but Texas is bigger.
Okay.
So
all right.
Everything's bigger in Texas, including Texas.
He always said the San Andreas Fault's going to just split, but he never wanted anybody to die, Johnsy.
Yeah. See?
No, he straight up said...
You're evil, Johnsy. We just said it right now.
I mean, Johnsy, I expect better out of you. I mean,
the one Damon, you're new to this one. You're just wait. No one will ever hate South Carolina though, so you're good in Kakalaki country. But hey, the state war here is a very real thing.
Oh yeah, I mean,
no, hey, who's this? We need to kick her out of here. Kick her out of here.
Hey, who's that creep that photobombed? Hey, pull out. Who's the creep that photobombed?
Yeah.
Who's the creep that photobombed?
Hey, I'm not gay, just judgmental. That's a good-looking son of a bitch.
No, who's that? Who's that?
Hey, you shouldn't talk about your wife like that, Nombre.
What? No, the dude behind her.
Call her names. I know you weren't talking about that.
Yeah, dude in the back. Can we talk about this real quick? Thank you, T. Carmack. T. Carmack is
doesn't it take like 3 or 2.5 Texases to make
yes, thank you.
Okay, so it's one of those kind of stepchild. It's not even part of the family, it's kind of just to the distance. So it doesn't count. No. It's just like one of those family members of, but just keep your distance. So we don't talk about them.
Yeah.
Why like that one,
like that one cousin that's just a little bit bigger and better than you.
Were explaining how perfect Texas was.
You don't talk about that one.
Just saying. You like to hear the facts. I throw them out to you all the time.
Well, see, but the problem is they're Texas bias facts, and so they're only half true every time.
You're only half the man, so it's full truth to you.
Hey, you know what? Hey, right here, haters always going to hate on Texas. Yeah, what about how everybody, even people who have never even participated, hate California? But people who have been to Texas still hate Texas. I'm just saying.
That's funny. Why is there a large population of Californians moving to Texas?
Ooh.
No, I never once said California's better. I never tried to rep California.
What?
But everybody says it's horrible. It sucks here. Texas is we love Texas. And but no one's ever been here, so you have no leg to stand on.
I've been to California.
You experienced LA and Disneyland. That is like a gnat's hair on a gnat's ass to the size of California, bro.
Don't pull up this Willow comment, Damon. Don't pull it up.
No, let's pull it up.
Pull it up.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Hey, so
Smart man.
The Dude Network has officially cut ties with Willow Season.
Would you look at that? This next episode is brought to you by No.
Oh.
I love love that man. He can move wherever he wants. I'll still eat all
Yeah. I'll still need Memphis in my life forever.
He can move to Russia, dude, and I still say it's pretty good. I still put it in my top 5.
I wouldn't even be that mad. If he moved to China, I'd think about it for like half a second and be like, well, at least I'll get it cheaper.
If Willow was Russian or Chinese, I'd be like, oh, it's definitely a top 5. But in my head, it'd still be number 1. So, yeah.
Well, hey, you guys can all judge for yourself when Memphis takes number 1. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's possible. Very possible.
The heat.
Oh, I just did sweet heat pork chops, and they're fabulous. It was a great idea.
Greenfield, what do you drink? Greenfield? Put in the comments what you drink.
Texas is full of steers and gross beers.
Yeah, and gross beers. Texas full of steers and gross beers.
I'm not sure that's 100% true. I'm not trying to disagree with our audience.
Steinerbach is not good.
No, it's terrible. No, stop.
Terrible.
Stop.
No, it's really not good. I've never had a good IPA from Texas.
It doesn't matter, Greenfield.
Nombre's gonna get juiced.
I'll give Tito's a good score on the vodka. But no, I had an IPA down there, wasn't good. And then
IPAs,
like the Broken Skull IPA wasn't good. The best,
bro. I'm not an IPA. I am not an IPA fan. Period.
But didn't you like the Broken Skull? You didn't like any of the Broken Skull stuff, Ranch.
No, Stone Cold Steve Austin, my favorite wrestler. No,
and he is the face of Texas. He's got it on his calf muscle.
Hey, yes, you got Steve Austin in a failed brewery and
all
Meat
we're gonna
Church.
say is, Mr. Texas up here is saying that, yeah. What
presentation? What presentation does he bring to Texas?
Who?
Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin, like in what reference?
No, he doesn't really. No, because he's never said Texas. No.
Well, if we're talking about wrestling, he's on the
cool Nombre. It's cool. You got your fallback guy, Meat Church,
or the Undertaker, or Shawn Michaels. I can go on and on.
Who?
Let's hear it. Who's the greatest people? I was cutting that off. Yeah.
No, we'll save that one for that's an after party. After party. We're going to need an after party.
Oh, look at those eyes. He's pissed. He's gearing up.
No, I'm reading a comment. It's awesome. Oh, okay. But the brewery in Houston is fantastic. St. Arnold's.
Tony, are you with us?
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy.
He's on that shitty internet again.
He's playing. He's just still.
He's not even breathing.
He's playing possum right now.
No. Because we're moving and there's nothing moving in the glass behind him.
I think. I'm back.
Yeah, there he is. Okay.
All right, I'm going to turn off all other internet so we don't have that happen again. Hopefully that's it. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. But I know, like I was saying, that conversation is going to be for the after party. Yes. And we're going to want to keep partying after this guy comes on because I know he's going to want to make me want to party. This guy is awesome. I cannot wait to pick this dude's brain. He is from a city that I have so many questions about because it is very similar to Cleveland. It's a Midwestern city with endless amounts of food influence. He is the ultimate foodie because he is from this city and is exposed to, again, every kind of culinary cuisine you can ever think of. He has been a recent judge at the World Food Championships down in Dallas. So dude's taste buds are
Texas
respected.
Oh,
that's not respect.
Way to ruin the intro.
Just making sure y'all knew.
What did he say?
He's all Dallas, Texas.
Is that why we moved it to Florida?
Oh,
woo!
Got him.
Ooh.
Great one, Tony.
That's why it's in Florida now.
Dallas go Fins, go.
Dallas
go Fins, go.
So anyway,
and
the social media man of the year of Chicago. He likes the Chicago Cubs. He likes Chicago in general. He's a man. He's a myth. And he's got a Bears hat on, which means he loves Justin Fields.
Bears.
He played at the Ohio State. Anthony Martorina. What's up, man? Martorina.
We got the number 1 pick in Chicago, so I had to represent.
This guy up here. There we go.
That's good.
How are you guys
doing?
For the guys doing tonight? I walked in on like IPA talk.
Are you an IPA guy?
No, God, it's so fattening. IPAs. Yeah. I'm done with IPAs. IPAs are so over with.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. It's all about sours, gozes, saisons, and delicious tasting stuff.
I'm going to point this way. I don't know him, but he's sexy when it says saison. Do you hear that?
Saisons.
Don't hype him. He's not gonna let that down.
Hey, I'll get to you next. I gotta hype everybody. I'm only gonna walk away. You're gonna love me. So that's what.
Yes.
I gotta work it one by one. Every single one of it.
We already love you for making the poor life choice to come on here and finally succumbing to peer pressure. So thank you for that.
Well, you were like, he was begging, just so you guys know, begging. But he said he wasn't begging, but it was begging.
That's accurate. I can't even play it off. I basically was like, look, man, guest bailed out. We were supposed to have a head football coach of like a D2 college university on. And I found out like Monday it wasn't happening. And I was like, who can I go to that's going to help us move the needle for this Friday? And I was like, so Anthony, I'm not begging, but I'm kind of begging.
He was going to shoot a video how to get a guest on for under $10. So.
Wow, he told me he needed $50 to book you.
That was all. Hey, that was great. That was fantastic.
Yeah, he's pocketing that money for his next 4 videos.
Yeah, I see what's going on.
Yeah, they always push you when you're under 10K, man. They always push you. Yeah, they like to push you when you're over. Yeah, shit. I'm enjoying that one while it's lasting.
Well,
oh man, that's
guys,
funny,
thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry it took so long to get me on. This is late. No. Oh my gosh, I feel like an old guy.
I know. Yeah. Like that. We're all dads too, and this is like our hidden secret of a boys club. We just tell our wives it's like a really cool podcast that's going places, and here we are. So
it's like
hey, honey,
hey, you're welcome.
We need this time, please. But no, thank you so much, man. I'm excited to dive into your foodie brain, and after agreeing to finally getting this all together, I found out some other stuff. I didn't know that you were a judge at the tasting judge at the World Food Championships, man. That's awesome.
I mean, I go way back with the World Food Championships. I was their first cheffery. And funny story how that happened in Florida. Mike McLeod, who's the owner of the World Food Championships, I had hosted pre-events for the World Food Championships, and I did 3 live cooking events back to back to back. I hosted the first 2, and the third one I actually judged. And he walked up to me and he's like, "I made something for you." And he pulls out this, striped jersey. It says cheffery on the back. And he goes, "I want you in the arena tomorrow morning on the microphone." And I said, "No, I'm not doing it." I was so exhausted. Literally, you have to understand, I just did 9 hours of culinary events. And I was like, no. And he said, "Just take the jersey home with you back to the hotel and think about it." And I woke up in the morning and that jersey was looking at me in the bed. And I was like, oh, gosh. And I put it on and I walked in that arena at 8 in the morning. We just met eyes. We looked at each other. I picked up a microphone. And he just nodded, and I nodded at him, and there was no words said, and the rest was history. So I actually was the first cheffery there in the pits. It was so much fun. Oh, my gosh, getting to hold the microphone. And when the 10-year anniversary rolled around, Mike called me up, and he's like, "I need you as a master judge." And so that was really exciting to get pulled in for the 10-year anniversary this year.
Heck yeah.
Oh man,
dude, that's epic.
Oh yeah.
It's
I was settling, I kind of. This is how I became the first ever cheffery.
I got brought back for the anniversary.
He bullied me into it and peer pressured and power closed me like an old barn door.
I always like the peer. As you noticed, Tony, I like the peer pressure. I like to want to be wanted. I want you to want.
I was gonna say you like when we never
I
said
want
yes
you.
until I beg.
You want me?
Let's go.
I said
So you're a Cheap Trick, is what you're getting at. Okay.
We 2 years ago we were front row at Cheap Trick, and
no way.
The bass player spent the whole night trying to pick up my wife. Rick was
rock stars.
Rick was working her so hard. I have video when he realized that was my wife, and he literally flicked me off from stage, front row, because he was so mad that he found out she was my wife.
No, damn it.
And my wife looked at me, she goes, "You have that on video?" And I go, "I got it on video."
Yeah, forever.
Yeah,
I have that.
Yeah.
On your anniversary on the big screen.
Exactly.
Right?
Candles are lit. Cheap Trick.
You're all, yeah, she's mine, folks.
Exactly.
That's right. Don't mind me. I'm just over here flexing.
Yeah.
My wife is. I hope you don't mind me.
Cool.
I don't need. We totally took a left turn there. So.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Okay, good.
I
fit right in then. That's good.
If you thought this was going to be like a super structured interview,
I think I'm very honest. I think I tell everybody it's sitting around with your buddies having a beer around the campfire vibes, and that's what we go for.
I like it. Yeah,
I
love it.
Very natural. Very natural.
I know the rest of the guys are gonna love this. When I found out that Tony had competed in World Food Championship competitions, and I asked him, did he ever get the golden ticket? He said no. So I think we need to ask him some questions of where did it all go wrong?
Oh, I love this man.
He has no idea. He has no idea where. Cinnamon and chili. That's where it went wrong.
There we go. Let's go. Tell us
there
all
was
about
a
it,
chili
buddy.
with a cinnamon bun taking first place. Let's talk about it.
We did chili with a cinnamon bun?
That won the gold ticket. I swear to God, the chili cook-off.
I would just change that, because that's even more embarrassing that you lost to Cinnabon chili. Right? You've got to change it. You got to be.
He lost to it.
It was.
He lost to a dessert.
Dude,
he lost to a dessert.
Oh, no, Bray. No, Bray. That's the clip. That is the fucking clip right there.
Poor Tony's going to be so sad that he begged me to be on here.
I fucking hate this guy. Who invited this guy? Who's that guy?
Oh, I think we were all about to ask if you wanted to be permanent.
Well, and here's the thing. It's an easy swap out. It's Tony to Anthony. People, they'll never know.
They'll never know.
They'll never know.
The artist formerly known as Tony.
Yeah.
He shaved and he went back to Anthony. I don't know why.
And he got a lot better looking. That's a fact too. A lot better looking.
That's really nice.
Oh man. Dude, that's crazy. That's funny. That's
man.
2 zingers already.
I will tell you one thing about the World Food Championships. It's for 3 years I worked in the pits with the microphone, and then stepped away because I was doing a lot of other events. And it's so amazing to be around all these chefs. Like literally when I'm there, even if I'm judging, I'm watching them, and like you pick up techniques. Being Sicilian, literally our family doesn't write down recipes. You either watch them cook and you learn, but you don't, there's no measuring. You taste stuff. If it doesn't taste right, you fix it, So watching these chefs, man, it's inspirational. It's really, really inspirational. When I come home from these culinary trips, my wife will look at my daughter and go, "Get out of the kitchen. Something's up with your dad. He's been inspired." And like, I'll just run. I just start making stuff, and it's all basically on stuff that I saw, or I got an idea from another chef. And I was like, okay, I got to try this out for myself in the kitchen. So it's very inspirational.
So like, speaking of inspirational, man, like you're in Chicago. I mean, it's just as diverse as LA. It's just as diverse as New York City. Like Chicago's got everything, like absolutely everything. And I can't tell you, I've been watching your videos now for at least 18 months to 2 years now. We've been connected on Instagram. And I have never seen you go to the same restaurant or same style of restaurant. Like every restaurant you go to is like A, next level, and B, completely different than anything else you've ever done. So how often are you getting inspired out in Chicago, man? And like part two to that, what's your favorite style of food out there in all this crazy world of everything?
So that's a real hard question. So Chicago has
exactly.
It has everything. And we're a very international city. And when I say everything, I've traveled the world. Like I've worked in China, I've worked in Australia. And so for me, I kind of know like authentic Chinese food. So we've got so many authentic places. So one of my go-to place favorite, we love Sichuan. If you've never had Sichuan, we're talking peppercorns. People say it's hot. You know what it is? It's mouth numbing.
Yeah.
But you can't stop. You just keep eating it because like if you stop, then you've lost. You've lost the game. So, but yeah, no. Like we even cook it in our house. Like my wife and I will go. We have a huge Chinatown, and we'll go in, and my wife will watch the videos, and we'll take photos, and we'll like walk around the store, like trying to match the symbols on the product so we can get the actual authentic ingredients when we're cooking at home. In fact, we had Sichuan tonight. We went out for dinner tonight, and I have to fight with the chef and tell them, listen, I need it to be spicy.
Spicy, yeah.
You've got to. Don't look at me.
Yes,
Listen.
yeah. Hear me.
I hear me. And in fact, it's so funny is so many waiters in Chicago, once they see that my wife, my daughter, and myself can handle the spice level, they'll always come back to me and they'll be like, next time you just order, I don't know, I don't want to be rude, but they're like, just say you want it Asian hot, and I'm like, okay. And so like when I tell a waiter that, they go,
yeah,
they just like nod. They get it. They just really, really get it.
It's crazy how hot some of that stuff is, man.
But we have gotten to the point
where
it's a flavor, but like it's not even hot to us anymore. It's right. I miss that first moment. I really, really do. But it's good. It's so good. So there's one place in Chicago. It's in the Michelin Guide. It's called MCCB. It's Modern Chinese Cookbook. It's in Chinatown. It's one of the nicest families. It is about the only restaurant that I will eat at about 5 to 6 times in a year. And that's because we like go for my birthday. We go for my wife's birthday. We go for our daughter's birthday. Okay. It's a real special place.
It's that place.
Yeah, it's that place. And it's probably the only place we eat at more than once a year because it's just that good. I don't know. It blows away your taste buds. And every time we go, it's kind of cute. Like we'll order something and something will hit the table and we're like, we didn't order this. And they're like, well, the chef thought you might like it, And so he'll always send out something that we didn't order. And we turn around and we're like, oh my gosh, that's so good. So there's something called boiled flank steak. And in China, I've done research on this. They always laugh at the tourists because boiled flank steak translates into beef boiled in water. It ain't boiled in water.
Okay.
It's like,
I don't want any of that.
We're talking it's fire water.
Yeah.
I wrote that down because I'm going to do some research on that.
Yes. You got to. So basically, it's boiled flank steak. It's got to be from a Sichuan. And I'm telling you, there is nothing like it in the world. We make that. We were so inspired that we actually make that at home. But it's so good. It's like, and
I need that recipe.
Yeah. We'll have to get my wife on next time. You can.
Okay. All right. Hey, if she's apparently a hottie, she ain't gonna hurt our ratings for the dudes.
I know you guys might all get fired if she comes on your show.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, right.
All of a sudden, it's the Anthony and Wife show.
Yeah, there we go. And a bunch of guys in the back just hanging.
Yeah. Don't mind us.
But yeah, no, it's And so what's funny is I've read a number of books where the Chinese people, like, they love when tourists come to the Sichuan region and they order this because they think it's just water. So in their minds, they're like, oh, I can handle boiled water. And then they just secretly watch them as they die.
They're nodding and enjoying.
They love every moment. So I've read enough stories and books and cookbooks about like that happening. So like I want to go to the Provenance so bad, and I want to order it, and I just want them to wait. And then just as they're let down, as me and my wife are just eating the whole bowl, and be like, hey, can we get a second one? So they might make us like the mayor, and or the mayor of the town if we like finish that. So they'll be so surprised. But China was pretty amazing when I worked there because I didn't realize that you had Chinese food breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they thought that we ate hamburgers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was a very interesting cultural thing.
That's very judgmental of them.
They were like, wait a minute. They were like, you have Chinese food in America? I'm like, yeah, we've got pizza,
and we freaking love it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing: is
we got Panda Express.
I was like walking around China, going, where do I get this bourbon chicken?
Yeah.
And does it come on the toothpick? Where do I get that?
Yeah, can I try that?
I want the stuff that looks red. It looks like it's been dipped in cherry sauce.
Oh my god! General Tsao was never a general in China.
Never. Yep.
Never.
Not a real thing, folks.
Not a real thing.
It's good, but it's not real.
So when I first worked there, I worked there for 3 weeks straight, and when I came back to Chicago, I literally couldn't go to any of the Chinese American restaurants I was going to anymore because I knew what authentic food tasted like. So it forced me to search out these little mom and pop places in our Chinatown till I started to find the places that reminded me of my trip. And it's amazing how many levels we have. We have great Filipino food. We have great Thai food, like Japanese food, like across the board. We literally have so many different types of cuisines from Asia.
Here's a question, Andrew. You're talking about Asia. Here's a question from T. Carmack. Anthony, how big is the Caribbean and the Indian influences in Chicago? And which restaurants in Chicago those represent these cuisine to proper authenticity?
So that's really interesting. So let's cover Indian food. In Chicago, we have like the dirty street food Indian, which I love.
Yes,
love it. And then we've got these really fancy high end ones. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like I almost call it like the taxi cab places.
Yeah.
Love them.
The mom pa type place.
You get a giant plate of biryani, a giant plate of of fire chicken, and we're like, no joke, it's like $11, and like I can eat for 3 days, and it's so good. There's this place called Guavnar, and it is like, it's one of our favorites. We literally can walk in there with like $19 and we have meals for like 3 days, our whole family.
All I'm going to say is that concept works for content.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm telling you, it's so good. But we have a bunch of like higher end, fancy kind of Indian places. But I give me the dirty, the little street
home
food
cook restaurant.
Oh yeah, dude. Like love is in the food, where they need to sell X amount to like pay their light bill at the end of the day, so their food has to be good. Like that's the place we're looking.
Where you sweat it out in the next couple hours.
No, can we talk about how hot Indian food gets?
Oh,
you want to mess with spices? Don't tempt Indian food.
Is there anything worse than Thai food?
I don't know, man. I've eaten a lot of Thai restaurants, and Indian was the one that wrecked me.
Indian can be really, really hot. We were in Indonesia, and I thought my wife was going to die. She decided to get it was called fire vegetables at an Indian restaurant. And
So
I
good.
literally, I put it on the tip of my tongue. I put one vegetable and I looked at her. It was already 100 degrees in Indonesia. And I looked at her and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Enjoy. She probably lost about 4 or 5 pounds, within the next couple of hours. Like it was fire vegetables. Yeah. It was fire. It was Fire Island for her.
Jesus. I mean, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, no, Indian food can, but then in her mind, she's like, this is great. It's like the best diet ever. So
hey, silver lining, right? Silver lining.
I'm just saying, I ain't going to Indonesia to start a diet, man. That's all I'm going to say. That's the last place I want to start a diet at.
Yeah, no, I do, and I do. Here's the thing I love about Americans. We've really embraced the spicy flavors. I remember when McDonald's put jalapenos on a burger, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, that's too hot! It's too spicy." And I think we have progressed. Like we're using ghost peppers as like mouthwash now. Like ghost peppers aren't even hot anymore. We need something even hotter.
All right.
So
that's awesome. And that's actually a really good point. It really is a good point. We've had, and I think like the social media, people being exposed to more micro brands of hot sauce, people have some cool concepts that make you want to try it. All that stuff. Speaking of a guy that loves hot sauce, Damon, he loves hot sauce. He's going to tell you how much he loves hot sauce with his question to you, Anthony.
No, I don't want none of it.
He does not like hot sauce?
No.
Me and he loves it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. But Dave, what do you got here for Anthony, man?
Hey, he was talking about that restaurant. I think we got a little video of that restaurant here he was talking about.
Okay. We pirated some of your content. You're welcome.
Oh, look at that.
Get spicy at MCCB here in Chinatown. This is my go-to restaurant when I want to heat things up.
Damn.
I am so glad that they are one of the nicest families ever. Like, no joke. So, and I tell everybody about this place. Like, I tell them, you like spicy, you go to MCCB, because like the food you saw in there. Interesting thing. So one of the things you saw, that noodle dish, that's called dan dan. So when I remember flying into Asia, and my coworker was sitting in the lobby of the hotel, and he's like, "You look tired." I go, "Yeah, it was a long trip from Chicago." I'm like, "Really?" 18 hours later, I'm like,
"Oh no, I'm fresh."
And he's like, "Are you hungry?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm gonna order you. I think you're gonna like this." And I'm Sicilian. I'm like, pasta? Yeah, I can eat that anytime.
Right, yeah.
And I remember just biting into it. It's spicy, but it's not overly spicy. It has that crispy pork on top. It's got bok choy in there. And so what's interesting is dan dan is a truly street food in China. So the word dan dan is the actual stick. The guy would carry it on his shoulder, and one half would have the noodles in a bucket, and then the broth would be in the other bucket. And so he would walk down the street selling dan dan. And so it was a real cheap food where you'd get a bowl, and he'd put the noodles in, and then he'd put the broth in. And so truly, truly street food. And I find it really amazing. When I came back to Chicago, no restaurant ever had this. And pretty much any Chinese restaurant in Chicago now has dan dan on the appetizer menu. And again, it's one of my favorites, but I love getting it there. No joke, we probably make it in our house once a week. That's how much we love it. And it's such a delicious dish. And the other thing you saw those were the boiled flank steaks. You could see the redness of that broth with the chili oil just floating on the top.
Oh my God.
That is life changing. Like, I would love to see I would love to go with all four of you and watch your face.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Yeah, to watch your face the first time you bite into it, because I want to relive the moment I had. I you know, I'll be like, bring towels over, bring some towels over, and more water for these guys.
Yeah, and let Damon film. Damon can be our film guy.
I'll taste it just a teeny bit. About that.
Nombre, man, what do you got here for our good old Chicago friend Anthony up here?
Anthony, I'm from South Texas, so the Hispanic culture and food is strong down here. It doesn't get too weak. So what's your experience in Hispanic Mexican food?
So
your thoughts?
would that be considered more of like a Tex-Mex kind of feel?
No, well, there is a Tex-Mex, right? But there still are what grandma showed us and taught us, and our grandparents showed us and taught us. So I guess your Tex-Mex would be like, man, I'm trying to think Tex-Mex on top of my head. Yeah, like a Chuy's. I don't know if y'all have Chuy's or in y'all states.
I feel like I've been to Chuy's in my life, but I don't know if I remember. So one of the things that I find really interesting, and I didn't really know it existed, but it's so in Arizona, for example, Arizona is part of the desert that's connected into Mexico. I believe it's called Sonora, the Sonoran Desert. And so they have their own style of food. I don't know if you know that. Are you familiar with that at all?
Probably, yeah. I mean, there's different regions of.
So one of the things they do is they make it's called a crisp, and it's almost like a Mexican pizza, and it's part of the desert food, and it's like a real thin, like crust, almost like a tortilla, but then it has the cheese and the toppings on it, and so I've noticed that has really started to pop up a lot in the Chicagoland area. And I never knew that type of cooking existed. But yeah, no, it's its own like style and stuff. I guess I wouldn't, Chicago has such a big Mexican population. Like we have an area called Pilsen, and it's like some of the best Mexican food you'll ever find in the whole entire world. Like I really love Mexican food in San Diego because I know it's so close to the border. I guess I've never really been in the south of Texas, but Chicago, like, man, it's really, really good. There's a chef we just went to. His place is called Sueños, and he grew up in San Diego. And I believe his one parent is from New Orleans, the other parent's from Mexico. But his flavor profiles, he cooks on fire too, so you'd like him. He's a total, like, this guy can cook anything on fire, and like, I'm gonna tell you, I'm blown away with the flavor profiles that he delivers. He made a ceviche for us, but the process on the ceviche, so he cuts all the fish in house. He takes the carcass of the snapper, and during dinner service hangs it above the flames of where they're cooking, right? It dries out the fish. Then after that 24 hours of service, it drying out, he then marinates that in like lime juice and a bunch of other stuff. And this concoction he makes ends up in the actual ceviche. And like, I've never tasted anything like it. And I'm like, wow. I've been to a million restaurants. I've never seen anyone drying the carcass of fish over dinner service, you know?
How does that happen?
But yeah, no,
how do you get to that point where like, you know what?
Yeah, right.
Let's try this.
I have this leftover Baylor string twine. Like, let me just suspend this.
And the funny thing is like I've been around chefs so much. He's probably wondering why did this guy notice it? Like, no one's probably even questioned him. And that was my first question, is like, why do we have fish hanging? Like, why do we have the carcasses hanging above the fire?
I mean, they're gutted, right?
Yeah, they're gutted.
Okay.
They're just drying. It's just that heat's going up to it. Yeah, no, they're gutted. They're down to the bone. And
I was kind of a dumb question. There's very few places and instances where you get non-gutted fish to a restaurant, so that's probably a really stupid question.
Yeah, Well, but here's the thing.
Yeah, he's all yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid, Tony. Shut up.
I'm gonna disagree with you because in Chinatown, are you ready for this? Their fish is delivered fresh. So the truck comes in, it's like a giant aquarium truck, and they no joke, they put the fish in a bucket and they weigh the bucket, and that's how they charge the restaurant.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so hold on. They get like instead of like ordering like a guppy, you're ordering like I need like 3 grouper and like
they're getting the whole fish. The guy is in the street with a net. He puts them out. He puts them into the guy's bucket, and there's a scale on the ground, and that's how the weight of the fish is then subtracted from the water. We're doing math right now in the street, and that's how they pay for the fish. They pay for the whole fish.
Dude, that's better than.
Once in my life, I need that.
That's better than the Seattle fish markets.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go back to China. So there are restaurants, no joke, that you're sitting in an aquarium. Like there are fish all around you as you're sitting there. And people are literally going, I want that one. And they will scoop it out and they will go and cook it for you. And I remember I had my translator with me, and I'm like pointing at this one tank, and I'm like, in America, these are goldfish, right? They were literally goldfish swimming around. And my translator said to me, because the little name was in the corner, and my translator goes, these are fish of gold. And I went, goldfish? And she looked at me, she went, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm like, these are pets. Like we go to the store and we're like, we'll take a couple of those and we'll like put them in a bowl.
Yeah, we can win those at the fair
for $1.
We're not dining on them. So yeah. I saw a lot of things in China eaten that I can never unsee again in my lifetime.
Well, I mean, goldfish is koi, which is like of the carp family. And if you smoke, even though carp is like really nasty, let's say if you cut out like the mud lines, like dark meat, and you leave the white fillets and like you smoke it, like it's actually like a really good fish.
Carp?
Because like around here, like low income people do eat carp, and they do eat like sucker or red horse, however you want to call them. But they're bottom feeder fish, and they have mud lines. But the mud line's down the middle. So you have the white fillet by the spine and you have the white fillet by the belly.
Yeah.
So you can take the middle part out, the mud line, and just cook just the top and bottom, and that's just white meat, and it's actually like a pretty good fish. And a lot of like low income people, like carp, are easy to catch, and they're massive. You can catch a 20-pound carp.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like
with a
there's
bread
actually. So yeah, when he's talking about the goldfish, like I bet you they were cutting out the dark meat when they were selling that.
I had something called hot pot, but their hot pot's a lot different. I remember my first hot pot was at 4 a.m. after a night of working and drinking, and I was like, oh, I'm a little.
Was this at an opium den?
I don't know where we were at. I was just.
It was at an opium den.
So it was after the opium den.
Okay. Yeah, was opium den.
But like literally, I was like, oh, I'm hungry. I can eat. It's 4 a.m. I can eat. And so they started throwing, stuff into the hot pot, like vegetables and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Then they threw in something called duck's blood, and I was kind of like, well, I don't know what that looked. Looked so weird. And then the kicker where I went, I'm not hungry, literally walked up with a stick, and there was a live fish on it, and he was wiggling, and they just put him right into that boiling hot pot. And I was like,
yes,
I'm not hungry.
Yes. No.
I'm not hungry. I was like, I lost my appetite. So
it's kind of like crawfish. They're alive, and there you go.
Lobsters.
Yeah, lobsters. Yeah.
And I want to be but I want to be honest with you. Now I would probably eat it. We're going back. We're going back for me probably a good like 28 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So these were some really new culinary experiences for me. Where now I would embrace it. But back then I was probably more a little shocked, because I'd never seen anything like that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. People are like actually like carp is tedious hard work to deal with for the average cook. I got carp. Again, folks, I said low income, affordable fish, like something you can go catch pretty regularly if you had to depend on it for yeah, it is tedious, it's disgusting, but you can make it good. And I think that's what's awesome about food. Like even like the dairy and fruit, like everyone talks like how disgusting it is, but somehow people love the durian fruit, man. Like
just like Surströmming, bud.
I mean, like, yeah, like, hey, have you done the Surströmming challenge yet, Anthony?
What is this?
The Surströmming challenge.
Oh, I don't know. What is that?
It is, well, I'm glad you asked. It is a Swiss delicacy. You should try it sometime.
Okay.
It comes from Lithuania. It's fermented herring.
Oh, no, I haven't. I'll get that on my list.
Okay. We'll send you some.
I'm just letting you know. It's the worst smelling thing you've ever smelled in your life.
Somebody tried it recently.
Not that I know or anything, but it's horrible.
It's bad.
Have you smelled caramelized fish sauce?
I promise this has to be worse.
As I tell my wife, don't smell it, just eat it. And of course, when you say that to anybody,
woo! Single life, gotta love it. I mean,
you can't smell or eat. Can't resist it. They have to smell it, and then it's so over. It's caramelized fish sauce, amazing. It's so good. It's so good. So
Surströmming, like they put this herring in there. They take the guts out, head, tail, throw it in this stuff and can it. So it is decaying while it is fermenting. So when you open the can, you smell your body smells the putrefaction first and says, leave the area immediately. And then you put this salty, fermented jellyfish. It is just, you gotta try it. You'll love it.
I know somebody in this group who would try hot sauce for the first time. You would put hot sauce. You'd have to put hot sauce on that.
No, you're gonna have to.
I would have to. I couldn't because I had to take 2 bites for $200. That's how bad it is.
Oh.
Hey,
what did it taste? Did it taste like
$20 is $20.
What did it taste like?
It's like $200.
I don't. I just remember nasty and salt. Just nasty and salt.
So
yeah, I don't know.
So have you had koppai fish?
No.
Are you know what it is?
I do not.
So Chicago has decided to rebrand the Asian carp, and so they call it koppai. And so they brought in a bunch of like the beard-winning chefs, and all of them have prepared it because it's such an invasive species and it's coming up the Mississippi and all of that, and they're trying to keep it out of the Great Lakes.
Right.
Anything. So they've rebranded it. That's the new name of it, koppai, COPI. And they're trying to serve it in restaurants and stuff like that. So,
how's that going?
I don't know. I haven't tried it.
When are you?
That's the carp that's like invaded all of our waterlands over here.
Yeah. They make a sport out of it, which is really entertaining, but it's not good. It's not good though. It's not good. It's really not. It's actually really scary because
the carp derbies.
And as a country that is more and more dependent on fisheries, it's not good to have a fish spreading like that.
So I mean, we do like our waterways have these electric barricades, to keep them out. And so, I mean, they're doing everything they can to keep them out, but, like anything, it's water, it just takes one or two to make it through. And then, the next
game over.
Yeah. Game over.
And that's, you only do what you can do. I don't know. We have to do something, but yeah. So it's not a pretty picture. So, all right, man. Have you ever been invited to a food premiere where it was just hot, fat doo-doo? But you had to lie because you're invited by like next level chefs, and I'm surprised if you ever say, yes, this was absolutely god awful because you're dealing with a lot of high line chefs. But like, was there ever one time where you're like, I would rather eat the turd out of my dog's butthole than eat this meal again?
I I don't think I've ever had the experience where it's like horrible. We have had the experience where we're there to like premiere the food and like there's no food, like no joke, there's no food. And it's like 3 hours later, but the bar is just rocking and
send
like,
it.
and the PR people are running around like, I'm so sorry. Like it's bad when you go to premiere a restaurant and you're supposed to be tasting the food and there's no food and you literally leave the event and you go somewhere else to eat. That's happened a couple times.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. And you're like wondering, you're like, what were they thinking? Like why, you know, like everyone was like plastered. Like there's only so much you can drink. But and you're drinking, you're thinking, okay, there's food coming.
Yeah,
they're like
one more.
That's in the restaurant industry. That's the key. Like, hey, restaurants behind, throw free drinks out. Like the pressure goes on the bar. That's when you need to have a solid bartender, and that's where it's a whole like a good restaurant is everything. Yep. When the bar's behind, like the kitchen can throw out some like quick hors d'oeuvres or something like that to throw around or something like that.
So you know, like anything, I love chefs, and you know they put their heart and soul into making a dish. Anytime I've ever had something that's bad, really, really bad, I've not blasted them publicly. I have told the chef on the side. I will give them my verbal review. I will then send them my printed review. And lots of times they will end up like inviting me back in. They'll be like, okay, can you try this now? And I love that because they've taken my notes and they've adjusted it, they've modified it, they've fixed it. So that's the one thing is like, I don't want to crush a chef. You know, it's hard to make dishes. It's hard to execute sometimes. You know, sometimes it's not even the chef's fault. You know, it could just been executed completely wrong by the staff. Yeah. Maybe that's lack of training and stuff. So yeah, so I do have a heart for them because I know they're artists. Have I made chefs cry? Yeah, I have. I've totally made some chefs cry.
You're so heartless.
Damn, you're like the guy on what was that movie on Netflix that got the food truck?
Yeah.
Where he makes grilled cheese.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I've gotten better. So what I do is I do a two approach on this. I tell them what was really good, and then I tell them what was really bad. I used to start out with what was bad.
Yeah, you got to start. It's a sandwich, dude. As a foodie, it's a sandwich. Compliment, shit show, but the colors were cool in the restaurant. Like end out. Like hey man, your people greeted me very classy. You got a great team. The food sucked ass. It was really bad. Probably would never eat it again. But hey man, the feng shui of that restaurant is killer.
I have even like we're talking, you know, we all eat with our eyes. So it's just not about taste, it's appearance and what you see. And lots of times dishes can be plated wrong. And one chef I remember, she came out, she said, "How is everything?" And I said, "Look at your tables." I said, "Look at the dishes and look at the food as it's placed on there." I go, "Everyone feels like they're being gypped right now. Like your plates are all wrong." And she looked at me, she kind of nodded her head, and she walked away. From that point on, every dish that came out of that kitchen was on a different plate, plated 100% different. I looked at my wife, I said, I really have to commend her as a chef. She took my criticism on the floor and fixed it right in the middle of service. Like that to me was really amazing.
That's a chef right there.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's also that level of respect where she literally trusted me with my comments, realized that I was making a valid comment, and then fixed it because she wanted no one else to have that experience.
Yeah, you weren't just some douche who's like, "Oh, your plating's wrong."
Yeah.
So because there are those people in every restaurant too.
Oh my gosh, there are some people that you're never ever going to make happy, you know. But, I think I've been doing this long enough where my whole idea is I want every restaurant and every chef to succeed. So if my advice can help them in that direction, I love that. To me, that means
fantastic.
But I think that's why a lot of chefs, especially in Chicago, I've become friends with them. They want me to come and try their food. I've had the opportunity to even make items that appear on menus here in Chicago, which is a lot of fun. My last collaboration, it was really funny. I chefs have their little notebook. I've got my notebook with like recipes and stuff. And we sat down with the chef and he opened up his notebook and I opened up my notebook. And he said, we were thinking pork. And I was like, well, I'm glad you went there because that's my first ingredient. And like, I literally went through this sandwich that I had created. And they looked at me and they closed their book and they're like, we're going to make yours, which I thought was really funny. It was really, really
cool.
Which was really cool. But then I was like, this was really cool. Then I was like, wait a minute. They closed their book. I'm like, what did you make for me? And they were like, well, you really love our meatball. This is really cool. What they did, and they made this sandwich maybe 2 months after I created mine. They took meatballs and compressed them. And then what they did is they sliced it like gyro meat. So they made a sandwich with sliced meatballs like a gyro meat. And then they put tzatziki on it. And so it was a real interesting concept. It was almost like a beef sandwich. It was almost like a sliced beef sandwich, but Greek style. So I did think it was cool, but it wasn't going to be my sandwich. And if I'm going to have a sandwich with my name on it, it has to be mine. But like, I was like, that was pretty damn cool. I should have been like, I should have closed my book and like, let's go with yours.
Yeah, let's go with yours. Absolutely. Yeah, like flip the tables on them. Good question here from T. Carmack again. Anthony, what food celebrities are you a huge fan of and why? Who is the next best up and incoming chefs in the U.S. that you have come across here lately? So that could be anybody in the Chicago scene or anywhere you've been, really.
So celebrity chef wise, I was really impressed with Brooke Williamson. She's out of California. She is doing a pop-up in Chicago for 3 months, and I'm gonna tell you, her food was some of the best food I've had from a celebrity chef in a while. Really sweet person, and her flavors were so good. She did this really cool thing. She took the actual crab claw, and she took the crab cake, right? Put the crab cake around the meat of the claw, breaded it, and then deep fried it. So as you bite into it, you've got crab cake. And then you've got whole crab in the center.
Damn.
Man.
Damon, you down for that?
Hallelujah.
That sounds like a South Carolina dish.
That sounds like something we can do in the South.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she's really amazing, and glad that I've met her, and glad that I've had an opportunity to taste her food. And she's an inspiration too. I really think, especially when you have a woman chef and she's a badass. I think she's very inspirational, even to girls in the culinary field. It's a very male dominated thing. So when you have someone in there coming in and she's kicking ass, I love it. Because she can stand up and take down the big boys.
That's awesome. I'm excited for that one then. I need to come out. I'm telling you, Anthony, if I ever come, like, there's a chance every once in a while I could be close to Chicago. Like, I'm going to hit you up, and we're going to go do a foodie trip, man. We're going to do something.
Yeah,
I don't want to like burn my asshole out though. I'm not on your taste buds on spicy, so I don't want to burn my asshole out though. I do
yeah, but
can we go with like
I'll make the trip for that.
Can we go with like a deep dish pizza? Oh, deep dish pizza. We're talking Chicago. We got
yeah. That was my question. If we ever
best Chicago deep dish pizza.
I'm gonna have to go.
I missed what anybody else said. I blocked you all out. Sorry, I blocked you out.
No, you're good.
All right, cool.
Lou Malnati's. I love Lou Malnati's. Lou Malnati's is just and here's two things I like about Lou Malnati's. Butter crust. So they do this butter around the crust. and then they have something called the sausage patty. So the sausage patty is patented. It's across the whole thing. So,
like a tortilla press?
And it's just sausage. So every bite has sausage. Oh my gosh. It's like that,
oh my Lord.
That is where it's at. Like there's no, like you get like a sausage pizza and you're biting, like, where's the sausage? Don't worry about it. You're gonna get sausage in every single bite.
What's the name of this place again?
It's called Lou Malnati's.
Like the
Illuminati. Johns, you know about the Illuminati, but it's Lou Malnati.
Yeah, I'm also Italian, so you can pipe down, bud.
Ooh.
Hey, no, Illuminati's got nothing to do with you Italianos over there.
I didn't say that. I'm trying to get the name of this pizza place so I can look up this sausage disc.
Lou Malnati's.
Lou Mal,
I think this is a viral place.
I wrote it down.
Is this a viral place?
Better than I said it.
And so here's the crazy thing is, like, and I don't know what's happening, but these are so Portillo's. They sold to that Boston big group for like $1 billion. So I don't know if I like these like big hedge fund companies coming in and buying our like beloved like local places. Lou Malnati's was another one. Just about 6 months ago, they sold for almost $1 billion. And like,
that's a lot of money, man.
But I'm like thinking too, like if we had Anthony Martorina's pizza and I was in it and I was like, $1 billion, I'm done making pizza, right? I don't.
Right? Yeah.
I'm out. Bye. Because like you're literally at that point, you're setting up your family for the rest of their lives, and they can do whatever they want.
I'm just saying my number's a little less than that. If anybody's interested.
Oh, do you have your own? You got your own pizza place? Let's do it.
No. I'm just saying I could be bought for a little less than that.
Mine's for like I got a number that's debt-free number. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to go back to pizza in Chicago because we're more than just deep dish. So the two famous pizzas in Chicago would be deep dish, but we also do pub crust or tavern crust, and it is paper thin. Like that is one of my favorites. And literally it's a cracker crust.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
And like what I love about it is you can keep eating it because it doesn't fill you up. So you got this nice crunch on there.
Yeah.
You got the toppings on top. Man, there's nothing like tavern style in Chicago. It's like, it's so good. And a lot of people don't know about it. Like it's kind of the tavern crust is pretty much for the locals. The deep dish is for the tourists, But Chicago has progressed to this level where, no joke, we have chefs here from Rome. We have chefs here from Naples. So Chicago is like a mecca for pizza. So you can get Naples pizza, Roman pizza, Detroit style, Sicilian. We have Quad City pizza.
Detroit's weird.
So
hey, Detroit's a real thing, Johns. You take it back.
It's weird. Sauce on top. That's just weird.
Shut your whore mouth, Johnsy.
Jesus.
Wow.
But Detroit stole pizza from this. It's a Sicilian pizza.
Yeah.
It's just they forgot. They probably were making it. They forgot to put the sauce on it.
Let's go. Put it on top. Put it on top.
Quickly, 3 strips. No more. We only have so much sauce.
Yeah.
There's probably some truth to that, and if not, I'm gonna change that on Wikipedia tonight. So when you guys wake up,
You tell Michelin chefs what to do. I don't understand why you can't change Wikipedia.
Yeah, this is actually how it happened.
People change Wikipedia all the time.
For easy payment of $20, you can change anything.
Yeah,
you want.
You can change.
I helped someone with the history report a long time ago because they were like, "Hey, will you read this?" They know my mom's a teacher, and it was a story about George Washington, and it said all this stuff. And I go, "Where'd you get your information?" They went Wikipedia, and I went on there to show them. It said George Washington's first job was at McDonald's. Like, folks, do not trust Wikipedia.
So here's what's unfortunate. I remember my senior year, Wikipedia was then an acceptable.
Yes, I know. Yeah, that's horrific.
Nombre, I know you got some more shit up your sleeve down in South Texas, man. What you got for Anthony, man?
Let me brainstorm. Johnsy, you got a question for him?
I feel like I still haven't addressed his Southern Texas question. I feel so bad. I think I need to.
What's your favorite South Texas food? That's got Mexican heritage.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know any South Texan food. I don't know. I don't even.
Nombre.
We like you even more for that reason.
All right, hang on. We're gonna get you off the big screen. Nombre, you got this for your shot, man. Shoot your shot. Trapas.
I mean, you were never offered to eat beef sweetbread?
No.
Okay. How about intestines? Tripas? No.
No.
Oh,
damn.
Okay. Really?
Crazy.
Tripas is huge.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever had menudo?
Like I thought he had everything in Chicago.
So what was the last thing? Have I had what?
It's a soup, and we call it menudo, which is made with the stomach of the cow, the tripe.
We do have menudo up here. Yes, and also the band too.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. There's some really cuts of meat that are different down here that we grow up and we look for. There's a thing called machitos, which is the fat lining of the goat stomach. And it's a net. It looks like a net, and you get back then it was the intestines, the liver, the kidney. You would open up the skull and put the brain in there. You're talking about some milky, creamy goodness. You put it in that stomach lining. You put it like into a burrito. You get the small intestine. You wrap it and kind of seal it and barbecue that. So that's some good eating. That's still around. But I remember when I was young, we can get 4 or 5 for $2. Now it's 2 for $14. So it's kind of ridiculous. But everything's gone up.
I am shocked that hasn't made it to Chicago.
Yeah. It's
hey,
it's
Anthony, you're welcome. You came to the Dude Network. You can teach this new wave.
Yeah.
And you got the perfect guy to help teach them Michelin chefs right there.
There you go. Exactly.
Hey, seriously though, man, like that South Texas cuisine he's talking about, it's pretty fun. It's a lot of
yeah, no,
stuff.
So one of the pictures you like, Anthony, that's the moejas, which is Spanish for beef sweetbread.
Okay.
It's the beef gland. I don't know, depends on what gland you get, but it's a gland inside the cow.
Okay.
It's good eating. It's got a slow cook process. Otherwise, it's tough and chewy if you don't do a slow cook on it. So it's good eating. So you don't sound like a picky guy, so I know you would enjoy it if someone cooks it for you, right?
One of the things that I learned as a culinary judge is that you can't say no to anything, so you have to take it. What?
I'm out.
Yeah, but you honestly. Like I was judging a competition once, and the judge next to me didn't try the dish, and I was like, why aren't you eating that? And they're like, I don't like truffles. And I said, well, then you shouldn't be sitting up here as a judge. I said,
yep, I agree with that 100%.
You have to taste everything. And so I really, being a culinary judge, I learned really, really fast is like, even if I don't like something, I'm going to try it because maybe the chef prepared it differently, and
they always do.
And they do.
Yeah. Cause everybody has a different palate, different background. It's endless almost.
Mm-hmm. We have this before COVID, we had this thing, it was called Strange Food Festival. And so like my daughter, because she goes to events with me, she's very adventuresome. And I'm amazed because I told her when I was her age, I would have never done this. But her and we shared a bowl of soup, but it was ant larvae soup. And
I am for sure
it was just
out.
amazing. Like the little ant larvae they would pop in your mouth as you were eating it and you chew it.
Yeah, buddy.
So but my daughter always said this to me, Dad, tell me what it is. I will try it. If I don't like it, don't make me eat it again. And I'm like, I'm totally cool with that.
Deal.
Yeah. And so the scary part is I think she liked the ant larvae soup a little more than me, But I was her dad. I was like, oh yeah, let's go.
Oh, so good.
So good.
I ate a few ants growing up. I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
with you, Lynn.
Oh, hell no.
100%. 100%.
Hell no.
Someone I saw someone's not eating that soup.
Yeah. So I have one last one here for you before we round up with the other guys. Is there any kind of food or cuisine that you haven't got to have that you're very excited to hopefully try soon?
I'm gonna say, I want to kind of say, the only cuisine I haven't had is South Texas. I would really,
yeah, he teed him up, layup,
honestly,
the Iceman.
I've had food from all over the world, actually, in traveling, through my travels. So there's not anything like where I think like, oh, I have to go try that, because I've probably been there or I've had it at a restaurant, in Chicago or even New York and stuff. So one of the countries we do love going to, we love going to Panama, because the seafood is so fresh. We love to go to the seafood market, and like that's some like really, really amazing food. Like they sell like a pint of ceviche that's like fresh made on the beach for like $2.50. Like what? That's so good. And then the beers are 50 cents. So literally you're committed into this for like under $4.
Perfect.
Here's the thing.
Only for the best ceviche ever.
I have yet to have ceviche.
Oh, really?
No.
I've never had it. In Ohio,
can do it, Tony.
Where I'm at, you can't get that good of stuff to make.
September, we're making some.
No, just get some fish, some shrimp, cut it small pieces. Get your lime or lemon, whatever you want.
Yep. I really want to. I'm not comfortable with it myself, so I definitely want someone to show me like this for sure.
Dude,
I'm definitely all in on this.
This guy can show you how to make ceviche.
Okay,
it's really easy.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's always YouTube.
There is always. Yeah, no, ceviche is really, really good. Some places in some restaurants, they cook the fish and then they, real good ceviche should be thrown in the lime juice raw. Let that lime juice cook it. There's nothing better than it.
Amen.
That's fantastic. That like something so natural as like citrus acid can cook it.
Oh, dude, my favorite was this shrimp ceviche that I've had that someone used to make. Man, it was so good.
Yeah, we made grouper. We made grouper ceviche.
Okay.
All right, Damon. All right.
Damon. Coming out of left field with a banger. We're going out of left field with a banger.
Exotic from South Kakalaki.
All right. The silent assassin has spoken. Hey, Nombre, ceviche. What fish out of Corpus port are you going to pull?
Trout, sea trout,
ceviche,
red. Yeah, red, black.
Snapper, red snapper.
No, red fish.
Oh, the red fish. Yeah.
The one with the dot on his tail.
Sea bass is always good. Snapper is always good.
Oh man, but sea bass is such a great cut to put in ceviche, though. I mean, I don't know. A nice little grill. I don't know, little caramelized wine sauce on top. No.
Okay.
Damn. Wow, we're getting Michelin star down there.
No, I'm telling you, he went. Crank that shit up to 100. I like it. That's why we bring him on. That's for damn sure. Well, I mean, Anthony, like, dude, like, this was awesome. This was absolutely freaking awesome. Like, we're blessed to have you on here, man. Blessing us with your time, man. I know you're obviously a very busy man. You got a lot going on. Keep crushing it, dude. Like, Chicago is a beautiful place, and I hope at the end of the day you realize that you are like a lucky man to be in a market where you can just do literally anything foodie, man. And I see you're capitalizing on it. You're living that life. Final thoughts for you before we send you out of here and have a few minutes here with the boys on a wrap-up party, man.
You know what, guys? Thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. Hanging out with the dudes. It was a lot of fun. I made Tony a little nervous the other day. I told him, I said, wouldn't it be fun if I answered every question with one word? So I think he was really I was trying to keep him on the edge there. So So I did a little longer sentences for you, Tony. So I hope you're happy.
I appreciate that. I mean, we would have had fun with it because I could have been like,
yes,
no. Like, all right, we would have like done the Wheel of Destiny. We would have
Okay.
like had the wheel and been like,
love talking food with you guys. I hope I answered everyone's questions. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're awesome, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
Appreciate it, Anthony.
Dudes and dudettes, the man of Chicago. I'm just going to call you the man, not even the foodie, the man of Chicago, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Anthony Martorina. Martorina. You got
to do the hands. Martorina.
Okay. It's Italian.
It's always with the hands. That's how you know we're serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell people, I go, I'm not yelling up. That's just how I normally talk.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
The man that's not fugazi. No fugazi here. Anthony Martorina.
You have Italian background, like
Sicilian.
Okay.
So first generation here. So
oh wow.
Oh okay. Damn. All right.
Okay. Shit.
So
as
you know, when we talk about food, you know, being born in Chicago and then going to visit your family in Sicily was a whole different world. You know, there wasn't a grocery store. You would go to one place to get the cheese and the ricotta. You'd go to another guy to get your meat. Yeah. You know, you'd go usually in the city. The guy would come by in the little cart and he'd sell his vegetables, and my grandma would throw her little basket down, you know, and she'd buy the fruit from the fourth floor. Oh yeah. It was a different, like for me. And then when my cousins would come to Chicago, I'd take them to a grocery store and they'd be like this. Like they couldn't believe that I could go to one store and everything was there. They blew their mind. And but when I was a kid, I would go like with my cousin and like we'd be on the farm and we'd have to go get all the ingredients because like we didn't have a refrigerator, you know? So like we'd go for like 3 hours just to get all the ingredients for lunch. And I'd be like, there's got to be an easier way. Like we just want to eat lunch, you know? And like we literally would go to all these different places just to get all the ingredients. And I you know, the grass is always greener on the other side, you know, like when I look back on that, man, everything was so like, talk about fresh, like nothing like that, you know? So, you know, even in my house today, my wife and I, we go to the grocery store sometimes 4 or 5 times a week because I hate food waste. I don't want food waste. I don't walk into a store and drop $500. I walk into a store and I probably spend like 20, 25 because I know what I need for the next 2 days. You know,
try to do $10, right, Tony?
Yep, $10 right there.
That's right.
Our $10 guy there.
Unless it's Valentine's Day, then
I got to get them off the cans of vegetables, though. Come on, we need some fresh vegetables. Stop doing that canned stuff.
Well, here's the thing. I picked the worst time. Okay, I picked the worst time in Ohio to do fresh vegetables in January and December for these videos. I did do
frozen. I
did fresh. No.
You're like no.
No, I didn't.
Right. I have not. I have not been on. Hey, honestly, like it's tough in the wintertime in Ohio to do fresh veggies. That's why I do the frozen and the canned, because it's the best option I can get.
Well, go to the frozen section. I'm sure you can get some nice frozen vegetables next time for the same.
Yeah, I have done that on a couple.
You go right to that.
Okay, so everyone, here's I get the fresh vegetables, but it's extra prep work for people. So the reason I do the canned is it's cheaper, it's easier, and we're still getting people to eat veggies instead of frozen pizzas. I'm not trying to be a superhero, just trying to be Spider-Man, you know?
Hey, he's
the shittiest superhero.
Webs. Hey.
I'm just saying, we can do better than frozen. My goal was better than frozen pizzas and Hot Pockets and KFC and McDonald's. So if people are eating canned veggies, it's better than McDonald's French fries.
It's a start. I see your vision. I see.
Hey, if we're a decathlete, which I obviously am, it's not about how you start. It's the girth and the length of the distance. That's terrible.
Oh,
Girth has no business in there.
Yeah, not sure.
Are we still talking about vegetables? What are we
No,
talking about?
Yeah, we went
Asparagus,
from
baby, asparagus, the super veggie. You know,
oh boy,
wrapped in prosciutto.
I guess we're in the after party now.
Yeah. I was going there. He's still here, so we're just doing it. He's obviously wanting to party. I'm ready to party with the guy. I mean, what are you drinking, Anthony? By the way, I see you drinking.
It's a mystery beer.
Okay, wait. We was looking at the top. Is it a beer that most people would know, or is it local to Chicago?
It is. It's
Is that a Michelob Ultra?
I was so worried.
Too fat of a can.
No, it's not. It's not Michelob Ultra. I was so worried that you were going to ask me what the beer was, so that's why I put it in this mystery koozie.
It's a Corona.
It is so not a Corona. It's so. I'm so embarrassed.
Is it the Tecate?
Blue
I'm
Moon?
so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed to even show it. It is local. It is local.
It's Lipton.
Look, can you read that word on the front right there?
Do not be embarrassed. Holy
The Beast?
shit, we become
Are
brothers.
you drinking the Beast? Let's go! Light.
It's Friday night. See,
you gotta clip that one,
Am I
Jonesy.
really
I
now
got
one?
you.
Am I
That
really
brings
now one
back
of the dudes?
so many memories that my grandpa
Oh,
raised
yeah,
childhood
dude.
collecting secondhand smoke. I really love it. I literally it brings back so many bad memories.
So I've got to be honest. I've got to be honest about this. So in Wisconsin, I've got some really nice beers, but I just wanted something light to drink along and hang out with you guys. Nothing too heavy tonight. And so that's why I went with the light beer. But no joke, 20 cents a can.
Yeah,
Shut
you can't
the
go wrong
front
with
door.
beer.
Yeah, exactly. So
Hey, Anthony, you want to see something really cool in my studio?
oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
I have a sign.
Man.
All power. Unleash the beast.
Oh,
Yes.
is that? Yeah, there we go. I love it.
Yeah, we used to drink it
That's
all the
above
time
the
back in high
fistful of
school. We
bourbon.
called it the
I
Beast.
stole that fucker fair and square back in college, and it stays with me forever.
Allegedly.
No,
Allegedly.
I mean, hey, prove it, bitch. She don't know which one. I went to
Oh
a
wait,
lot of
no,
bars.
statute of limitations are up by now.
Yeah, that, and I was in
Not
six
that I
different
know anything
states
about
partying
that.
at numerous bars that all got all fair and square. Signs came up missing. So good luck proving that's that one.
Don't. And I was gonna say, don't trust him. He's not a lawyer. Don't.
Oh,
Hey,
me?
there's
No,
a guy called the
definitely
Hammer
not.
out in Illinois, isn't
No.
there? A guy called the Hammer.
The hammer.
billboard
Oh,
guy?
yeah. Oh, he's got. I don't. Is he? He's got billboards all over the place.
He's called the Hammer.
Yeah, I make my daughter laugh all the time on the road trips because I'm always like, broken fingernail, call the Hammer. I'll get your money for your broken fingernail. You know, like it's just like the Hammer's like does everything. So he's the guy.
Accuse me of probably stealing your sign. Call the Hammer.
Call the Hammer. missing beer sign. I know the guy. Call the Hammer. So yeah. So trust me. You always need like a cheap beer just hanging out in the house because you just never know if one of your Yahoo friends is gonna stop by and start drinking all your good stuff. You just move them to the crap. You're like, this is all I got. You know. So
Yeah.
Bingo.
It's like
That's how you do it in the high school
Bingo.
parties.
You got your one fridge, you got your guest fridge, and you get a secret mini fridge in your closet. Yeah, that's a dude law.
I've got these really cool beers from Revolution Brewing, and I almost poured one tonight. But they're doing some real cool stuff with like double barrel aging on their beer. It's called their Deep Wood series, and like there's this rye, and it's aged in a I forgot which double barrel it's aged in, but it's like almost like 15% alcohol, and it's so good. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of beers in Europe, you know, that just are dark and they're deep and like they pour like a wine and like it's so beyond beer. They're just really amazing.
Oh man, we didn't get into the beer scene. Yeah, I love Nombre.
Yeah.
Favorite beer? Go.
Mine?
Lone Star.
No, Nombre.
Oh.
The other Nombre.
Lone Star.
Lone Star. Typical. Damon, go.
Miller Lite.
My man. Johnsy.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's a saison from Firestone Walker down in Paso Robles.
It's your favorite beer,
okay,
but
I
you
have
don't know the
questions
name.
on Johnsy. I'm calling red flag. I'm throwing a challenge flag.
Let's go.
How can it be your go-to beer if you don't know the fucking name of it?
It's not. You said favorite, not go-to.
Did I say that?
Yeah, sorry.
I heard both.
Man. Well, then I
Okay,
both.
My go-to is Golden State. It's this cider that I think is really, really delicious.
I still should say, though, on the same note, you should know the name of your favorite beer, but I get it.
To be fair, I've only had it twice because it was only been available to me twice. But it is one of the best tasting beers I've ever had. The second time was the best because it was poured to me by David Walker himself and brought to the table. So, and it was locally here in Turlock. That's what was cool.
Well, John just making me look like an asshole, so there's that.
I was just answering a question.
How about we all crack a beer right now, though?
Well, John, it's not you, it's me. You know, you've heard that one before, I'm sure.
Are we breaking up?
Uh-oh.
Look, it's not you. It's me.
It's not me. It's me. It's not you, it's
I'm excited to be here when the breakup happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
you just witnessed it. Johnsy getting the separation package after the show, actually. So
what happened?
he's real quiet. Never mind. He got real sad right there, Anthony.
Yeah.
Man. He got real sad.
I'm sorry. I was reading. The comments are going out of control.
Yeah, dude. We've missed so
getting a divorce. Call the hammer.
Call the
hammer.
Anthony, hey man, September 10th, 11th, come on out and hang out here in the Dude Network headquarters for the Ultimate Barbecue NFL Weekend Kickoff Bash.
That sounds like fun.
Actually, it will be because we're all going to be there, and there's going to be
we plan to play tummy swords.
Hey, a whole gator gator is going to be smoked.
Yep.
Oh.
We're doing a whole gator. Nombre's doing a whole hog, and I've volunteered for him for that right now. Congrats, Nombre. You're doing a hog. And Damon is going to be our
DJ.
Uh-oh.
John's going to be our
John's
Hey, all in favor of keeping John's A? All in favor. All in favor. Oh, yes. John's A.
That's terrible.
I don't even know if I got a vote, but I raised my hand.
Yeah, no, you have to.
Trust your vote counts more than mine.
If you can determine a world food champion, you can determine this vote. So
you meet the criteria.
All right. So Anthony's coming in September. That's cool. We got him booked up.
Lock it in.
Beg for forgiveness. Don't ask.
Hey, I already made the flyers.
Do you send a car or do you send like the dude jet? What? So I know how long I'm going to be riding.
It's actually a donkey.
Yeah.
So I leave in August.
Yeah. And we need to have it back quickly.
I am an Amish country. I could send a horse and carriage. You can ride in horse and carriage.
Yeah, the donkey gets to fly back on the plane. I have to ride. we need that donkey back immedially. We got something going on. We got something going on in South
There's a kids party, another photo shoot.
Whoa. Yeah. We don't want to talk about the donkey show now. Jesus.
That's what I said. We need that donkey back for South
Whoa.
Anthony, you ever been to one of your trips to Mexico, man?
I've not. So,
okay.
But I have been to Mexico.
Have you been in an area where there potentially could be a donkey show going on?
I'm pretty sure you went to the rich part of Mexico, bro.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
That's not nice, no, bro. Maybe we did it.
I've been to Mexico City. Cancun. Puerto Vallarta. And Tijuana.
Okay, Tijuana that can happen. Tijuana, that can definitely happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
But literally, in Tijuana, my dad and I weren't there very long. We were escorted out by Ponch and John of the Mexican police force because we had a rental car with no insurance. That they were going to impound. So my dad said, "How do we get this done?" And he pulled out $100 bill, and we got a police escort back to the border.
Let's go.
You gotta love Mexico, please.
Hey,
He's more Mexican than most Mexicans on that one, man. That's impressive.
I'm just saying,
that's the only time you've ever had to bribe your way out of a country.
Shouldn't the world work like that on
the
some
only
level everywhere?
Only time. And it was Tijuana. Yep.
Tijuana.
Yeah, you do that in America, you get in trouble.
Depends on what city you're
officer,
in.
I just need you to look the other way.
$100
I wasn't
gets you real
speeding.
far.
I wasn't speeding. Freaking George Washington over here. I wasn't speeding.
George.
Yeah.
Hey, George gets his cherry tree back for a hundo. Just saying, man.
It's in Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Yeah. I read it on the internet.
I'm putting it in right now.
Yeah. I heard the Dude Network guys say it.
Oh, shit.
It's got to be true.
All right. I think this is an epic point to end this show on. Dudes and dudettes, you guys are all awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you again, Anthony Martorina, for coming on here tonight. John Z, Damon, Nombre, thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely awesome, and we will see you on Sunday with just another foodie show. Don't forget Higher Barbecue. Up with John Z and Damon on Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Western Time, 8 o'clock Texas, Chicago time. Probably Nombre. You're getting buzzed in tonight. But we'll see you all Sunday at 9 o'clock, and we'll see you next Thursday for Random Thoughts of the Rev. And next Friday, you have to tune in what guests we got on here, but I'm telling you now, it's a banger. We'll see you then. Later.